For years, the Mamba has had a reputation of being a selfish shot chucker. Many people think that Kobe cared more about getting his points than getting his teammates involved. Some have even gone as far as saying that Kobe cared more about his scoring than even winning. I absolutely do not believe that, and the reason I don't is because I followed Kobe closely throughout his career, and I remember the several instances where he was anything but selfish. Here's a massive example. There were several games in Kobe's career where he could have broke scoring records, but instead chose to sit out the fourth quarter because it wasn't needed for the win. In Kobe's career, he had 5 games where he scored at least 50 points through 3 quarters of play, and in only one of those instances did Kobe play in the fourth quarter, and that was the game where he scored 81 points against the Raptors. The reason why Kobe played in the fourth quarter in that contest is because that was the only game where he had to in order to secure the win. In 2002 against the Grizzlies, where he had 56, his Lakers were up by 39 points. In 2003 against the Nuggets, when he had 51, his Lakers were up by 33 points. In 2005 against the Mavericks, where he had 62, his Lakers were up by 34 points. And in 2006 against the Jazz, when he had 52, his Lakers were up by 22 points. And in the 81-point game in 2006 against the Raptors, where he had 53 through 3, his Lakers were up by just 6 points. Specifically, in that game where Kobe had 62 through 3 quarters, the Mamba had single-handedly outscored the entire Mavericks team through 3, 61-62. In the history of the league, no player has ever outscored an entire team by himself. Not only did Kobe pass up history, but he passed up possibly the most impressive single-game record in NBA history. He proved time and time again that it wasn't the points or the historic records that he cared about, but it was just the W that he wanted. Another instance of Kobe's unselfishness was at the end of the 2011 to 2012 regular season, where Kobe was in a race with Kevin Durant for the scoring title. KD was averaging 28 and the Mamba was averaging 27.9. Kobe had the last opportunity to win the scoring title over Kevin Durant, and in order to do so, Kobe would need to score 38 points in the last regular season game of the year, which he could certainly do with ease if he was gunning for it. A scoring title in his 16th season would have certainly been an impressive accomplishment for Bryant, but the Lakers were locked in to the 3rd seed in the Western Conference. So instead of selfishly going for the scoring title, he instead sat out the game against the Kings and rested in preparation for the playoffs. I don't think a lot of players would have passed up that opportunity, seeing how guys often care so much about their accolades and about how their accomplishments and stats affect their future contracts. The third instance where Kobe was very unselfish was in the 2003 NBA regular season, and a lot of you guys are going to be familiar with this instance. Because of an injury to Shaquille O'Neal, Phil Jackson had told Kobe Bryant that he needed to be more aggressive offensively, and that was the start of Kobe's legendary streak of 9 straight games with at least 40 points. Outside of Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant are tied for the longest streak of 40-point games in NBA history. The thing is, that streak could have been much, much longer for Kobe Bryant. But after Shaq had returned from injury, he was ready to be more assertive offensively. According to Kobe, that was when Phil Jackson pulled him aside and said that if they're not careful, they're going to lose Shaq mentally because he's not as involved in the offense. For this reason, Kobe took a step backwards and was visibly less aggressive offensively and essentially surrendered that 40-point streak just to keep the team's chemistry going in an attempt to win their 4th straight NBA championship. This was a tremendously unselfish move by Kobe, at a time where him and Shaq had been beefing to seemingly no end. This wasn't any insignificant streak he was passing up either. Even if Kobe had extended his streak by just one more game, he would have surpassed Michael Jordan and had the longest streak of 40-point games since the NBA merger, and the longest streak ever caught on film. Ultimately, Kobe had supreme confidence in himself, And yes, of course, he thought the best course of action for winning was doing things his own way, which was often him shooting the ball as many times as possible. But I think sometimes Kobe is unfairly given the criticism that he was a selfish player, who put himself, who put his stats, and who put his ego ahead of winning. And that's the part that I think people misunderstand, as I watched Kobe play for 20 years straight, and I firmly believe, based on everything that I saw, that there was nothing, absolutely nothing, that Kobe cared more about than winning. So what do you guys think? What is a common criticism about an NBA player that you guys think is actually not true? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments section below. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.